What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Joey Scissors. So now the 5 things I'm going to be discussing with you today are the things I dislike the most about my 07 Gsxr 600. Starting off with number 1, the brakes. Now the one thing that I dislike the most about this bike are the brakes. I've rode other bikes and these brakes in particular just don't have the bite as like an R1 or a Gsxr. They just are a lot more spongier, and not that it really gives me less confidence while riding. I just know that I have to apply a lot more brake pressure for when I'm trying to stop, and primarily the front brake, which after some time you get used to anyways, so not a big deal, just one of the things that I dislike about my Gsxr. So now, number 2, the placement of the rectifier. Now why I say this is because coming from the factory where they locate the rectifier on the Gsxrs, it's right on the frame and in a spot where it gets extremely hot. And if you guys that have these bikes had them for quite some time, you know what I'm talking about, because you're going to ride these bikes for maybe 2,000 miles, 3,000 miles, and then they're going to go bad. The bike's going to just die on you. What happened to me was in the middle of an intersection. Thank God it was a green light on my end, light traffic, and, you know, overall it was a pretty simple fix. You know, the parts were pretty expensive. I think I did the rectifier as well, so it ran me about like $550. So if you don't mind doing the stator and rectifier every 3,000 miles, go ahead, buy the Gsxr. I overall love the bike, and quite frankly, I don't mind doing it. So now for number 3, the transmission. So when you're at a stoplight, your bike's in neutral, light turns green, or you're at a stop sign and you're about to put your bike back in first gear, the Gsxr has a problem going into first. Not only does it have a problem going into first, but when you shift up from first, a lot of times, unless you really do a lot of pressure pushing it up, you will put the bike in neutral, which, you know, it's not a deal breaker for me, but it's one of the things that I dislike about the bike. And say you're on a group ride, you all take off, and you're the one lagging behind because your bike decides to go into neutral and not second gear. It kind of sucks, you know. I would recommend getting an auto blipper for this bike because I have a friend that has one on his 06 Gsxr 1000 and seems to get rid of that problem with your upshifts. As far as going into first, doesn't really do it. So, for number 4, gear indicator. I primarily have a problem with the gear indicator at the higher gears and the higher speeds. So pretty much when I'm in 6th gear and I'm rev matching, I'm downshifting, and you know, I got all this going on, it will blank out completely and it won't tell me what gear I'm in. Which for some people that may be a real problem for, if they're relying on the gear indicator to let them know what gear they're in. For those who do ride these bikes as their first bikes, you know, that could be potentially a big problem because you don't want the back end to lock up, say you don't rev match it correctly, or you're downshifting into a lower gear than you should be in. So that could potentially be a danger for someone that doesn't know how to operate it correctly. Now for number 5, having to hold the clutch to start the bike. Now this is mainly a Suzuki thing. No other brand does it, only Suzuki. You have to hold the clutch in while pressing the ignition to start it, which at this point I'm used to, and it's not a big deal. But my Kawasaki I had only had to press the button with the key on the on position. So I think with the newer Gsxrs, they actually stopped doing that, and you don't even need to hold the clutch anymore. So, I mean, you know, it's something I got used to over some time, and like I said, not a big deal at this point, but one of the things that if I could have it differently, I probably would. But it's not going to make me sell the bike, so that's number 5. That pretty much completes the video of the 5 things that I disliked the most about my 07 Gsxr 600. All in all, it's an amazing bike. I finally got it back with the Michelin Pilot powers, and I have to say, guys, these tires are absolutely amazing. They heat up extremely fast, and I get so much grip out of them. On a scale 1 to 5, I want to give these tires a 4 as far as grip goes. Like, I had the Diablo Rosso 3s, and those, like I said, take a while to heat up, but these things heat up so fast and give you so much grip, so much confidence while riding, that you just feel like Valentino Rossi hitting these 50-degree lean angles, ripping around bends. So, all in all, love the tires. I am definitely going to get them again to put on the bike. Now we're going to see as far as longevity of the wear of the tires. So hopefully they last me this whole season and partially next season as well. But if I have to, I'll get another set. Like I said, a little over 200, you can't go wrong. So there's a couple more things I would like to do to the bike personally myself to just make it better. So one of those things are Brembo brakes, and I heard from reviews that the brakes stop quite instantaneously, and I just feel like it would get rid of that problem with the spongy brakes and would really just improve the bike's braking altogether. So those are one of the things I want to throw on it and see how it works. Look guys, it's Joey Scissor's #1 subscriber on YouTube, trying to get a shout out. Guess he doesn't know about that VR flyby, you know? So, well, that's just one of the cons of having a sports bike, is that you will be hated by everybody. People will honk at you all the time, they will yell at you, they will flip you off, but you just gotta know not to act out of emotion. That's key, because the moment you do, things can escalate really quickly and turn bad. And I'm just altogether not trying to deliver bad content, so I'm not going to be one of those bikers to break mirrors or go crazy. I just simply here to give you guys quality videos. And that's it. So, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.